The Eufy S1 Pro wearable breast pump versus Spectra S1. Which is the best breast pump for you? Find out in this video. I am going to go through all the different specs of these two pumps, how they compare, so you can easily decide which of these two breast pumps is right for you. So let's get started and take a full look at what these two pumps have on offer. So instantly you can see there is a huge design difference between these two pumps. The Eufy S1 Pro is a wearable breast pump. So this means that it is designed to sit within your pumping bra. You have no tubes or bottles that sit outside of your bra. It is an all-in-one. It is extremely discreet, little portable unit. On the other hand, you have your Spectra S1. Now you can see here that it has a pump to bottle design. It is attached to your pump motor via the tubing. It is a single or a double pump, so you can choose both with it. The pump itself does have some portability, but ideally is designed to be plugged into the wall for use. Now, in terms of suction, this is where the Spectra does shine. It has up to 320 millimeters of mercury suction strength. However, being a wall plug unit, it means you have a consistent power supply. So your suction has the consistency to it that you might not find with your Eufy. So your Eufy has a rechargeable battery that comes with it. And so even on a full charge, you'll get your full suction, which is up to 300 millimeters of mercury. But you may find as your battery drains, getting closer to needing recharge, your suction might also fall or drop a little bit with it. That's pretty consistent when it comes to wearable breast pumps. The closer you are to needing to be recharged, you may find that your suction strength just drops a bit. So that's where the wall plug units are generally recommended for your primary pump, is because you get the suction consistency with it. In terms of suction levels, your Eufy S1 Pro comes with 7 different suction levels, so it's more than enough to tailor it to a suction level that suits your needs. The Spectra does go up to 12 different levels, so again, that 5 extra levels really just helps you fine-tune a suction level that best works for not only your comfort but also your output. I like the ease of the Spectra. You have in here suction cycles. So this is how many times you'll have a suction cycle per minute. Now this has 5 different speed cycles on your expression mode. Your Eufy does also have the ability to adjust your cycle speed within the app. Both of these only have the 2 modes on pump. So your stimulation and your expression. Your stimulation are the short suctions for initiating your letdown, and then your expression are the longer, drawn out, deeper suctions for drawing out your breast milk. However, in the app, the Eufy has a few more professional modes that you can choose from. You have the ability to really customize your pumping experience with timers, with the speed cycle adjustments. It is a really powerful app that the Eufy have developed for really making the most of your pump. The Spectra does not come with a app. However, I love that it has the speed cycles built in, the adjustable suction levels, so you can still get a really tailored pumping session for yourself. In terms of additions, the Eufy S1 Pro comes with heating. So this is a really standout feature of the Eufy if you are new to it. Behind here, there is a heating pad. It's their trademarked heat flow technology. This is designed for comfort and overall milk flow production. Having this built into your pump, a lot of mums are absolutely loving it and loving that the output that they're getting with it. So that is a really big plus for the Eufy. We are seeing it come in with other pumps, but you do not get that currently with the Spectras. Now, in terms of capacity, the Eufy is a 5-ounce capacity. You can see here. So it is a decent size. If you're somebody that, however, has a lot of breast milk and a bit of an overproducer, I love with the Spectra design, you can change the sizing of your bottle. So you can use a 5-ounce bottle, you can use a larger bottle. There's a lot that are compatible with the Spectra. So that's a really big plus. And in terms of bottle and flange design, love the flanges that come with the Spectra, especially for those new to pumping. The transparency here, it is so easy to line up your nipple, as well as flange sizing. Spectra has been around for a very long time, and there are a ton of brands that have different sizing flanges that are compatible. Spectra themselves, you can get small flanges all the way up to 32 plus 38 millimeter flanges. So you really can find a size that best fits you with your nipple. And that is one of the key things when it comes to pumping, is making sure you have that right flange fit. You can also get inserts if you choose to use them as well. We'll say this is a hard silicone flange. However, again, they've been on the market for a long time. There are a lot of inserts that you can have to soften this if that's what you prefer. Really nice long flange tunnel too. So this is great if you have elastic nipples. There are also inserts that you can get that extend the tunnel length. So if you are somebody with elastic nipples, the Spectra is a fantastic pump for you. With the Eufy, however, you cannot see where your nipple lines up. So that is a slight problem. Again, in terms of flange size, this won't suit you if you need a larger than a 24 millimeter flange. It does come with smaller flange inserts, a 17, 19 and 21. So that is beneficial if you do need a smaller flange size. However, you are a lot more limited. There isn't cheaper accessories. You are also going to need the Eufy branded replacement parts, whereas Spectra, you have so many different options. So again, something to consider. I do like the flange on the Eufy. It's got almost a bit of it's a silicone, but it's got a bit of a velvety almost feel to it. It is a little bit more difficult with getting a seal on it. So you have this little lip here that you need to make sure is nice and firmly on, otherwise you're prone to leaks and loss of suction. So again, it's a little bit more fiddly than the pump to bottle design. The other benefit of the pump to bottle design is unscrew that, pop a lid on, and you can store that straight away. With the Eufy, you do need to transfer your breast milk into another storage container. In terms of battery, so I did say before, ideally you'll use the Spectra with the wall plug. You can use this portably. It has a rechargeable battery that will give you up to 3 hours of usage. So that is really great if you're wanting to pump in the car, if you're going to work, but ideally if portability is your priority, the Eufy, you can't really go past a wearable breast pump. The discretion, the portability is a ton more than what you're going to get with the Spectra, even just size-wise. What else is great about the Eufy S1 Pro is it comes with this rechargeable carry case, and this will get you up to 5 days of usage off a single charge of your carry case. So up to 5 days of use is really amazing. In terms of noise, they're actually both very similar. I'm so sorry I didn't plug my Spectra in, but I'll turn on the Eufy. They are very similar in terms of noise. So the Eufy is around 46 decibels. The Spectra is around 45. So again, very, very similar. Price is a big difference. As you might expect, being a wearable with all the technology, with the apps, with the heating, the Eufy S1 Pro is more expensive. It's around $350 retail. I do have a code, a PMILK Eufy. I will pop in the comments. That will give you 16% off. So that does reduce the price. The Spectra sits around $200. The other benefit of the Spectra S1 is you can generally get it through your insurance. It's readily available. There are also a ton of these available secondhand, which again can make it extremely affordable. So which one to choose? It depends really. Do you prioritize your portability? If so, the Eufy S1 Pro, this is where it really shines. You get the app for discretion, you get the nice small unit, you get the 5 days worth of battery. If portability is your number one priority, I find it's going to be really hard to go past the Eufy S1 Pro. The Spectra though, if you are new to pumping, I highly recommend that you start with the Spectra S1. Being able to line up your nipple, the flange sizing, the convenience of pumping to the bottle, the powerful and consistent suction. You also have the longevity of the pumps. These are workhorses and honestly just last so long. Whereas with wearables, the battery motor tend to wear out a lot quicker than what you will with a wall pump. So it really comes down to what you are needing from a pump. A lot of people go for the Spectra as their primary and then will get a wearable like the Eufy S1 Pro as their secondary pump. That said, a lot of people still use the Eufy S1 Pro as their primary. They get really equal results with both pumps. So it really does come down to what your personal preferences are. I do hope this video has helped. If it has, please give us a like. It really does help. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. And if you have any comments or questions, please ask and I'll do my very best to answer. Cheers.